Breakpoint, 15 countries, 12 finalists, one amazing vision. Empower Caribbean companies to take on export markets. Over 13 weeks, we meet more than 30 companies selected from over 15 Caribbean countries. We follow their journey, from their first coaching sessions at the University of the West Indies School of Business in Barbados, where they not only learn the fundamentals of business communication, but have all of their presentations individually reviewed and critiqued by business development educators. Amazing advice, unparalleled insight. Dedicated entrepreneurs vying to convince 4 judges to choose their company to be among the 12 finalists who travel to London to make their final pitch in front of angel investors, distributors and retailers that could change their future and move them forward. Over the last 8 weeks, we've followed the journeys of 30 companies, and for 12 of them, that journey has led all the way to London for their opportunity to present their business proposals to industry moguls. Breakpoint is an initiative of the Caribbean Export Development Agency designed to give regional businesses the training and opportunity to expand into the European market. Last week on Breakpoint.
You ready, boys? One of those moments in life. All of his money's riding on this case.
We can make the adjustment. For example, I recognize that you have a bit of a challenge with a degree of pepper.
No, I had a bit of challenge with the fact that I didn't have any water.
Oh, okay.
What's the strength of this?
It's 30% ABV.
I like it at 30.
You like it at 30?
Yeah, absolutely.
People find it very drinkable. You know, very, very drinkable.
I managed to somehow.
You managed it down.
Yeah, I did.
I see everyone managed it down.
You're standing there asking for investment and you don't have a plan of action for the investor to make money.
That's negotiable. How?
No, it's not. It's a plan of action. It's not a negotiation between us. It's what you plan to do.
Let's meet tonight's notable panelists. UK media mogul Mark Lewis has carved out an impressive niche as a music and TV producer, having run his own recording studios and publishing company alongside his video and TV production enterprises. He has produced hit records and club remixes for artists such as Mary J. Blige, P. Diddy and Ja Rule.
I'm passionate about the Caribbean, I'm passionate about business, I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, and I'm passionate about innovation. So I think this was the only place that I could logically be at this point. The focus of bringing so many Caribbean innovators to one forum to seek advice, investment and networking is something that is definitely overdue, and I'm sure that the event will grow in stature on a year-by-year basis, and I think it's been extremely productive.
Young entrepreneur Alexander Amosu turned his interest in technology and the mobile phone industry into a commercial success story and became a millionaire at age 25. He has been ranked in the top 100 of the UK's most powerful business people in technology and telecoms by The Telegraph, and was an investor in the Nigerian version of BBC's Dragon's Den.
I'm always looking for opportunities to add to my luxury group, business ideas that may be of interest or can fit the demographics of the group itself. You know, it's just about ideas, you know, something that can make me more money, pretty much. It's worth a good investment. But yeah, it's an exciting thing to do, so why not?
Notable distributor Fraser J. Thornton has been managing director of LaSalle since 2011 and also serves as the chief executive officer of CL World Brands Limited. Mr. Thornton has worked with Burns Stewart Distillers for over 12 years, specialising in corporate finance.
When I heard about the initiative, I just thought it was really interesting, the opportunity for these Caribbean businesses to be looking for outside help outside of the Caribbean to help take their products to market. So having spent time personally both in Europe and in the Caribbean, I thought I had a personal mix there that was going to be quite interesting.
London-based technologist Keynes Emerua is the founder of Real Angels Global Solutions, a consultancy that helps develop businesses in Africa and the Caribbean. For over a decade, Keynes has created or led various media projects for clients including T-Mobile, L'Oreal and BUPA.
It's almost like great part is a part of us. This is actually fundamentally about what we're into in terms of investments into areas of growth and opportunity. The people who back RAGs and who back the businesses that we're into are primarily businessmen and women from Africa. So the actual interest is actually forging and developing relations with new businesses. So without a doubt I would have been here one way or the other.
Driven and successful entrepreneur Jonathan Fowle established the Rockstar Mentoring Group in 2007, which has companies in 3 parts of the world: Even though he's still in his 30s, he has already mentored over 50 people with great success.
I decided to be involved with Breakpoint because I think it's a fantastic opportunity for business owners from various parts of the Caribbean to expand their organisations into the UK, one which I'm very passionate about, helping businesses from outside of the UK invest and get their businesses and products in.
Preeminent businessman Doug Richard has over 20 years' experience in the development of technology and software ventures. He was a featured investor in the first 2 TV series of Dragon's Den and has been a guest lecturer on entrepreneurship at Cambridge University.
I decided to be involved with Breakpoint partly because I'm always interested in new young companies. I have a long-standing relationship with the Caribbean because I used to work there when I was young. And finally, I'm working with Caribbean Export in the hopes that we can bring some of our programs into the Caribbean.
Let's now take a look at the criteria for Breakpoint. The candidate must show a clear opportunity for the product in the market. The firm must demonstrate a competitive level of product innovation. There must be a compelling position on which to build the brand. The product must be in a position to benefit from the advantages of the epoch. The firm must be able to show market readiness for entry in less than 6 months, and the candidate must be able to show industry knowledge and possess management and leadership experience. It's been quite a journey for the candidates. Back in the Caribbean, the first step was to submit a video pitch. The successful firms met with top mentors at the Cave Hill School of Business in Barbados for analysis of their business model and advice on presenting their pitch. The candidates moved forward with their new skills to the regional pitches, which took place in 3 countries: Barbados, St. Lucia, and Jamaica. Leading Caribbean businessmen and women judged their presentation and business plan and decided who would win a chance to pitch in London. We begin with the Trinidadian fashion house Mei Ling, which is renowned for its aesthetic of classic lines and cutting-edge designs that impressed the regional judges in St. Lucia.
She represents a best of breed in a sector, in the fashion design sector.
Mei Ling was aptly represented in her regional pitch by her business development manager, Charlene Chin. And whether the company moved forward in the competition or not, Mei Ling was taking home some valuable new skills.
To me, it's a win-win situation. All morning long, I've been saying, I'm going to make the final cut. But you know what? Even if I don't make the final cut, this is all of an education. It's a new step for me. It teaches me how to pitch to anyone about my brand. So it is a win-win situation.
With over 30 years in the business, Mei Ling has built up a premier brand throughout the Caribbean and beyond. The label is renowned for its quality fabrics, design, and functionality. Now on the verge of making her pitch to angel investors and venture capitalists, business development manager Charlene Chin was excited with the opportunity presented to her.
Well, now that I'm in London, it's finally happening. A little nervous, but we're prepared. We're ready.
See how Charlene performs as she steps up to the plate as the first presenter to angel investors and distributors in London on Breakpoint. Premier clothing label Mei Ling brands itself as style over fashion and is seizing the opportunity to break into Europe. Business development manager Charlene Chin makes the first pitch of the day to a panel of angel investors and venture capitalists in London.
I'm Charlene Chin, and I'm here to present the women's apparel line from Trinidad, Mei Ling. Mei Ling is without a doubt the premier fashion designer in the Caribbean. The media has called her the Grande Dame, the Doyenne of fashion, and Caribbean Fashion Week has dubbed her the Coco Chanel of the Caribbean. She also has a track record that's unparalleled by any other designer in the region. She returned to Trinidad in the 70s after studying at the Lucy Clayton School of Design in London, which also produced fashion icons such as Mary Quant. And in case you didn't know, Mary Quant invented the miniskirt. So what makes Mei Ling so Mei Ling? She has an instantly recognizable aesthetic. Her mantra is less is more. And her designs have deceptively simple silhouettes, but they're infused with really innovative cuts. And she also believes that the relationship between the personality of the wearer and the garment is very special. So often there are little details that only the wearer is aware of. For instance, my jacket has a little insert of an African print in the back. Just like a little secret. In our 3-year projections, we expect that we will be in about 6 countries. We also hope to be in Russia and Japan with in about 108 boutiques with revenues of just under 3 million euros. In the Caribbean, we expect to be in about 11 islands, 15 boutiques with revenues of just over €500,000. And in the US, we have conservative estimates of being in about 6 cities, 48 boutiques with revenues of just over $1.5 million. So in our total financial projections for the next 3 years, we expect to have revenues of about just over 5 million euros. But to get there, we need an initial investment of 300,000 euros and then a second year of investment of 100,000 euros. And this is primarily for marketing, which is extremely expensive, going to these trade shows and fashion events, and also for the hiring of a production team to run this global expansion. What I want to leave with you is with some photos of Mailing's last collection. It was called 24 Hours. And to emphasize to you, the brand is strong. It's iconically strong in the Caribbean. It's well known. Everybody knows about Mailing. You have to be living under a rock if you don't know about Mailing. And we also have a very strong mentorship program for succession. We have had a stream of interns from the Fashion Academy of Trinidad and Tobago, which actually has been founded by the founder of the Parsons School of Paris. We have had students from the London College of Fashion and also from the renowned LaSalle College in Montreal. And we even have a very famous intern, Anya Ayangchi, who won Project Runway 2011, which is owned and hosted by Heidi Klum. We're looking for the right investor, for the right partner who will be excited about the Mailing brand, who will understand what a powerful brand it is. And we're ready. We believe the brand is ready for the international stage, and we're looking for someone to help us get there.
Charlene had represented well, but Jonathan Fowle was looking for hard facts regarding Mailing's equity stake.
300,000 initially euros plus 100,000 in return for what equity stake, and is that just for the European market, or does that include equity in the existing market you have in the Caribbean?
No, this is for the projections we have here, and we said it was a third. We're offering a third.
For 33% of the
33,
company?
yeah.
Okay.
For the UK?
No, this is for
the whole
over those 3 markets.
Oh,
yeah.
the 3 markets you mentioned.
Yeah,
Okay.
our projections are based on those 3 markets.
Stop. Let's ask the question again and
Yeah.
make sure we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Because you don't invest in markets, you invest in businesses.
Okay.
Are you offering to sell 1/3 of this business for 400,000 euros?
400, yeah.
Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
1/3 of the business. Forget what market is.
Yeah,
It'll go into
1/3
whatever-
of the business,
Thank
yeah.
you. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just break it down to me, this investment for the 3 markets.
Okay.
How do you intend to spend it to generate those incomes that you've...
Well, it's mainly with the marketing and the hiring of a production team, because right now the business model is going to be very different from what we have in Trinidad, because you're going to have people fulfillment, for technical designers, and in Trinidad it's a small operation. So basically that's what the money is for the hiring of a production team, for the marketing. In terms of the actual manufacturing, that sort of handles itself, because you have your price, you do the order, you get your deposit to make it, and
I have my own fashion line, my own design line.
Okay.
And I'm sort of struggling to understand that 300K is sufficient enough to market your brand in those 3 territories.
This is based on going to shows such as Magic.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I completely understand the
Yeah.
shows. I mean, if you break it down to me, then I can maybe
it
understand
better.
better.
So I have statistics and the plan of where we want to go, what kind of shows you want to attend, and also remember, a big part is David Jones, because he has the connections. Because in the end, it's all about connections in the industry. And
I wouldn't base my business on David Jones. Not that I know him, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a very
Yeah.
credible person, and I'm sure it's great to have him as a partner to what you're doing. But if you're basing it on him bringing you success,
No, I mean he is part of it. He's
I
not the whole
understand.
thing.
I
Is he investing in it himself?
No, he's just going to be guiding us and mentoring us. This is to contract him for a year to work with us.
And how much is he charging for that?
He's 25,000 pounds.
For the year or per month?
For the year, he's actually giving us a deal.
I have to admit, at first glance, I don't necessarily think that the numbers you... Mailing has a profile and a history. Therefore, you have a great asset there.
Yeah.
But what you really have is you have a designer, not a business. At 250,000 turnover right now, as you say, it's a very small thing.
Yes, yeah.
And so the real question then is it likely to succeed as an international business, and what kind of management team and what kind of money does it need? It's not clear to me, just I can't see from your presentation, and this is essentially reinforcing what Alexander said, that 300,000 or 400,000, any currency, euros, is adequate to take a product to market in 3 of the largest markets in the world. And so I think that there is, and I suspect it's because there's just whole sets of costs that aren't being discussed. I do appreciate you don't need the manufacturing costs, but the sheer size of such an operation, just the management team alone, would probably top that annually. So I think that you need to go back in and consider how much money you need, because whatever you ask for, that's pretty much what you're going to be limited to.
I just made my presentation to the investors, and I think it went very well. They seemed interested, and they're all going to be attending the private showcase and mailing we'll be having at London Fashion Week, and I think I got across what I hoped to achieve.
Factoid about the Economic Partnership Agreement, EPA. The EPA encourages innovation in the productive sectors by strengthening the competitiveness of enterprises and facilitating the production and marketing of innovative and creative products. There are 3 more leading Caribbean companies with a chance to pitch their business model in London on Breakpoint after this. Now we move to Jamaican agro-processing company Southside Distributors. In her regional pitch, the Caribbean judges were taken with Denise Palmer's courageous spirit.
As someone who's a fighter, someone who is going to come out against the odds.
Southside Distributors have already enjoyed export success and are proud of their marketing strategies and quality of products distributed.
One thing I would want everyone to know about Southside, we emphasize on quality. And that's why our tagline is quality and taste is just as good.
Founded in 2006, Southside has come a long way and have expanded their portfolio of products to include 15 products for distribution, both at home in Jamaica and abroad. Now on the brink of making her pitch to angel investors and distributors in London, company founder Denise Palmer was feeling upbeat.
I'm very excited to be here. I'm in London. I'm going to see the investors, and I know I'll make a dent and I'll impress at least one of them. My name is Denise Palmer. I'm the CEO and founder for Southside Distributors Limited. Southside Distributors Limited is a 6-year-old agro-processing facility, and we manufacture 14 products. However, we are focusing on 4 products that Southside has capitalized on the opportunity for ethnic foods, spicy foods, and healthy foods. And these are the products I present to you today. The brand Jamaica, which everybody knows is a worldwide brand, and the proximity to the market. Our team, which is headed by me, is very strong. We have management that has more than 6 years of experience in HACCP certification, and we have been doing ongoing training. We have projections to grow by 30%, especially in the export market for the next 2 years. We have a very specific business model as it relates to our farmers. We are from the breadbasket parish of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica, and because of that we have the advantage to be in close proximity to our farmers. We develop good relationship with them, and we're able to get fresh produce. So that is what we capitalize on, and we are able to do farm visits. So we're able to monitor properly from the farm to the fork. there is an established demand for our products. Our business model has a competitive advantage. Our products are market ready, and we have an excess production capacity of 40%, as I mentioned earlier. We are on a strong growth path, and therefore, and one of the other advantage we have, we not only bring Southside brand, we do co-packaging as well. So distributors, we engage distributors that want to bring their own label, and we do that as long as the volume is sufficient. We are looking for mentors in marketing, distributors, and we are willing to liquidate 20% of our shares at £150,000.
Denise certainly had plenty of ideas, and Jonathan Fowl was intrigued.
The farm to fork concept,
Yes.
so just as it stands right now, how many units is Southside producing and selling around the world right now?
Southside is presently sending a container to Europe per month and one to New York. We are sending around 3 containers to New York, Canada, I'm sorry, and we are on the local market. We supply to 3 hotel chains and other small hotels.
Okay.
And we are in supermarkets as well.
Excellent. So the 3 containers to New York, they are, is it just for that side of America or just for that city? I mean, where would I see, if I'm walking down Manhattan, where would I see, what shop would I see Southside products? What shelves would they be on?
We do sell to distributors. So we sell to large distributors. So we will not be able to say, go to that shop and you will see Southside products.
But would there be a large chain that I'd know of? Are you in any of the major chains?
Yes, BDC distributors. I know that's a big distributor in New York and New Jersey. We also sell to BDC in Canada. We sell to Montego in Canada, and we sell to Soare in Europe, London here. That's Harry Dwally.
So 3 containers a month, you said?
Yes, 3
and how
containers.
much? And just in terms of revenue, what would be the monthly type of revenue you're generating from them?
Monthly type of
from all the sales that you're making.
All the sales per month, we're looking at, well, $12 million per month. It goes up, it fluctuates based on the demand. Jamaican JA dollars per month.
I'm just curious to know what the most popular product is.
The most popular product, I must tell you, is the jerk seasoning, and that is our first product.
Okay.
Yes, there's a high demand for Ken Akis, especially in the US.
Yes.
And that is what we are aiming at in terms of getting certification. But the most popular one is the jerk seasoning.
And the investment, what is it primarily for?
The investment is to get HACCP certification and also to implement automatic fillers so that we can be more efficient. Over the past years, we have managed to get 15% or more, reservedly 15% per year in terms of profit. And even during the recession, you're talking about a company that has started with pot and stove in a little shop, moving to own 4,000 square feet, our own building, and we can do it based on where we are coming from. We actually practically started with nothing, 1 employee, 1 product, which is jerk seasoning. Managed to go through the recession with profit, and with our manual system, some of the manual system, some semi-automatic. So if we get that investment, we'll be able to be infrastructure ready in shorter time. 1, 2, we'll be able to be automated, so be more efficient, and we'll be able to do a lot more marketing and able to expand our brand.
Thank you.
That's all you need. There aren't any other food regulations and standards for the US particularly.
HACCP is what we really need. FSMA is basically HACCP. So once you get HACCP certified, then you'll be there. We're talking about ISO. That is still either the main one is HACCP program. Once you are HACCP certified, then the others will follow. It's not hard to get in the others.
I'd like to speak to you after, or not straight after, but later on via communication. Because it's well done on already out there in the world now looking to expand. Good for you.
It was great. I was very relaxed, and I think I engaged them throughout the discussion, the presentation. They were very engaged, and the questions were okay as well. And of course, I have seen interest in at least one particular investor.
We've got two more excellent businesses looking for their opportunity here on Breakpoint. We'll be right back. Hailing from Trinidad, Sasha Cosmetics manufactures makeup for diverse skin tones and has been the official cosmetics of the Miss Universe pageant.
It's a fantastic product that could go places.
CEO Dr. Maharaj delivered a confident presentation at his regional pitch in St. Lucia, since he was fully prepared and strongly believed in his product's unique selling point.
We target exotic skin tones because that's an unfulfilled niche. In the non-Caucasian brands, there's a handful, and we believe we're the best.
Founded 30 years ago in Trinidad, Sasha Cosmetics remains committed to the philosophy that makeup should enhance natural beauty, not hide it. Since then, the company has enjoyed international success and recognition, and heading into his London presentation, CEO Dr. Uta Maharaj was joined by his brother and founder, Kama Maharaj, who believed his brand strength was compelling.
We feel super confident. We feel we have something very, very special. Products that work, perform. It fills an unfulfilled need in the market.
My name is Dr. Uta Maharaj, as you're told. I'm the CEO of Sasha Cosmetics. It's a company that is domiciled on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. We're a brand that was created for non-Caucasian people. We are the only brand started looking at non-Caucasian skin tones, and from our analysis, we understand the UK and several territories in Europe have a huge non-Caucasian group that are our target customers. It does not mean that our makeup does not look good on Caucasian people. They look even better in our makeup than any other makeup. We're looking for a suitable partner that we can work with to roll out our line in the UK and EU regions. The foundations are the base coat, similar to, akin to what an artist uses to paint his canvas before you put on makeup. So there's base cosmetics and there's color cosmetics. So over many years, he had struggled using the traditional type of approaches that other people had done, taking Caucasian-based made cosmetics, styled for them, and trying to make it darken it to fit darker skin tones. And most have failed. He was failing, and then he decided to start over. He went to new suppliers, new sources of materials, took different approaches. He started with a tone like maybe mine, and then reasoned that he could make it darker or lighter, which he did, and very successfully. And having zoned into what he and, of course, my mother, the referee, knew was a superior foundation, over time on the Trinidad and Tobago market, it got accepted and he was extremely successful with it. And having done that, he tendered out to be the official cosmetics for Miss Universe in 1998, won it in 1999, was official cosmetics, then did it for Miss USA 2001, to validate what he felt was important in his product line, that he could get that base right. We understood that the color cosmetics for darker skins had to be more color rich. It didn't have the attributes that cosmetics made for white skin had. The darker skins needed more coverage, greater glide, good payoff, and the lifestyle of darker skinned people tend to be more extravagant, more vibrant, more audacious, and we had to match the color cosmetics to that. So as you can see from some of the samples, we have these brilliant, audacious colors that we had to develop. Just to show when you start to look at your company and do things, the financials improve. The blue lines are revenues, and the light blue lines are profits. Our perceived demand is based on these two concepts. We did some demographics of the EU and EU regions. We understand that exotic skin people use 4 times more makeup. So for example, in the EU, we score the EU the highest because it has a high GDP, a higher percent exotic, and we ranked it 1. But however, that exotic 15% is a 4 times because their purchasing is 4 times. Our model is typical of most models, and if we have a EU-UK distribution, we may have to set up facilities here. We run one 40-hour week per week. We produce 175,000 pieces per month. This is how we see this Sasha UK business model rolling out for us, and I thank you for your attention. I would like to invite my brother to join me to assist me with these questions.
It's a strong presentation for Sasha, but Alexander Amosu pressed them for the bottom line.
I just wanted to know how much you're looking for.
Well, and the capital outlay, this is what we're looking for.
$3 million.
Yeah,
pounds. Okay, as an investment.
As an investment.
Yeah. And what share capital do you get for $3 million?
In the Sasha UK business, what we've done with this financial analysis, we have cut our price down to our bare bones factory costs. So we want a share in this. We're looking for 50% equity in this. Now everything is certainly negotiable, but this is how we see it. But what we believe that will do, it will allow the opportunities for success to be a lot greater. As you can see, I can share the financials.
Yeah. No, I just need very, very, very straight, simple. You want me to invest £3 million into your business, I would get X amount of equity in return. I understand your projections of per year into the different markets, but if I invested £3 million into your business, what would I get back in return in terms of share capital in your business?
50%.
50%. Is that just for this market or for the whole market as a whole?
We did it just for the UK market.
Right, so you would get 50% of the UK market only if you invested £3 million.
Yes.
So what I usually do when I try to understand a business, especially in an area where I'm not an expert, and I'm not an expert in this area, is I try to understand the true distinction of the company in front of me. And I think you've just stated your true distinction. Yeah. So I take the view it's your responsibility then to show me how your distinction works in the marketplace. That's what I would want to see from you, is that evidence. Here's the ways that evidence works. I mean, part of it is you're successful, you're selling, and that's great, and I don't take that away. But for example, if I was trying to persuade me, I would have gone and I'd have done a survey. I'd have approached makeup artists up and down the UK and tried to get a representative group, 10, 100, into a focus group and said, right, here is a blind test. We're going to give you this foundation and this foundation, and we're going to have you apply it to women of color. Please go ahead and do it and tell us which one works better. Because then it's an objective test that shows that what makes you different works and is meaningful. It's that kind of objectivity that helps me. Because right now all you did was put up 2 quotes from 2 people on a slide.
We have hundreds. Okay.
Do you understand where, because I don't know you, and I don't use a lot of makeup.
We're singing from the same hymn book. When we launched in LA, we did a market survey in Los Angeles.
Oh, in LA.
Okay.
So you're already in the US.
Yeah, we opened our first outlet in Artesia, which is Little India. It's on the outskirts of LA. Within 3 months, a top makeup school in California was taking Sasha as the exclusive brand in 3 months. But before we went into the market, we did a market survey. And we asked 15 beauty professionals in LA, take this and compare this with MAC.
Great. That's a perfect example of something you didn't share with me.
Take this and 5 categories: eyeshadows, nail, lipstick, lip gloss, powders, and foundations. Your makeup products.
How'd you do?
Every tester rated us superior.
So can I ask you a silly question? How come you didn't tell me that? I think your presentation is weaker than your company. I think you have a company that's a hidden gem, but you haven't done us the favor of presenting that. I think you are an investable proposition, but at £3 million, you should be approaching it properly, which means taking even more time in the UK and meeting the right investors, because I think you do have a potentially very cool investment. So good luck.
We have just met with the investors, and there was a lot of interest, a lot of questions asked, and we are hoping that we'll see something tangible out of it.
Here's a little bit more about the Economic Partnership Agreement. The EPA helps to improve private sector capacity building by adopting quality standards for Caribbean products, providing technical assistance to businesses in health and safety, and creating partnerships for production. See how the final candidate performs at their presentation to angel investors and venture capitalists in London when we return on Breakpoint. Merck Import is a company based in the Dominican Republic that manufactures an eco-friendly steam generator.
Amazing, innovative technology.
You have an incredible product. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about that.
After a strong showing at their regional pitch in Jamaica, finance consultant Diana Felix had every confidence in her product.
Bottom line is that it's very simple and flexible, and it has a lot of features that the competition just doesn't have.
Merck Import's vision is to develop mass production capability and to introduce their green technology into Europe. Product innovation has differentiated the company from its competitors by means of low power consumption, ease of operation, low maintenance and adaptability of their product. CEO and inventor Donato Padilla was excited to seize their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet with potential investors in London.
I made it. Now that I'm going to see the investor.
Wait a second. What do you mean I made it?
We made it.
Yes. Okay.
So now that I'm going to see the investor, I feel much better because we really need the money we're looking for.
This is my father, Donato,
and she's Diana.
And Diana Padilla, and we represent Steam Drop, which is the manufacturer and distributor of steam generator that is has a green patented technology. So, for you guys to be able to embrace really what the opportunity that we're bringing to the table, it's really important that you guys understand why Steam Drop and what's the difference. And who better to actually explain that to you than the inventor, who is my father. After a lot of hard work and about 50 prototypes, and he made the history books in Dominican Republic, obtaining the first patent in the DR. So that actually was, with the whole president and first lady, and he's been promoted all across the country and things like that. But he obtained 8 patents: Japan, China, US, Canada, Spain, Mexico, and at the same time Dominican Republic and Germany. So he's inspired thousands over his talks as an inventor through universities, and for me it's a pleasure and an honor, so do your thing.
Thank you, Diana. You see, I always surprise with her. Just for you to have an idea where I'm coming from, where I'm born, it was not electricity. Never. It is not electricity today, and I doubt it's going to be electricity in the future. I also remember by that time walking 4 kilometers back and forth to go to school until I reached the high school. The idea was going to the university, but I got my degree at the age of 50. It was late, but I got it, and that was important. Regarding that technology, oil steam generator that you know, they got a system which, imagine the hot water tank you got at home. They got resistance submerged in the water. For you to get vapor or get hot water, you have to warm it up all the water around the resistance. In our case, our technology is not a system. It's drop of water coming down.
Which is why we call it Steam Drop.
Exactly. And that system, because of that, we got a lot of advantage. Number one, we can be able to save electricity. We can be able to save time. We're going to be able to save maintenance. It's easy to install it. It's easy to give the how you call it,
Well, the bottom line is that the competition, one of the defaults is that they're very expensive, and at the same time, they consume a lot of energy and water. So, as he's pointing out, it saves over 50% of electricity and maintenance time and all of that. But on top of everything, it has nice, profitable margins. So, one of the things that, you should point out actually is the difference between how you can consume it.
When you plug it in a traditional steam generator, once you plug it in, if the maximum consume is 20 amps, automatic it show in the amperimeter 20 amps. In our case, when you plug it in, it's going to be 0. And little by little, the amps are going to go up, and that's important.
That's actually a
only
huge
alone
difference just
is
on
a
its
big
own.
saving. So what I decided once in the past to do was to make something different, something better, and I knew I could do it, and I made it. And today, we got a system that nobody else, technology, innovation, that nobody else has in the competition.
So based on our projections, one of the things for the next 2 years, our focus will be Germany. We do want to, because our system is replicable, it's not something that needs to be studied to be adapted to each and every of the other countries where it can go. We do want to open other markets and be able to go where our patents are. At the same time, from day one, we want to focus on the research of our technology because we truly believe that that's where the opportunity is just enormous, because at this point, that little machine and the technology that it has and the patent that we retain, it's actually revolutionizing the way steam is generated.
It's a convincing pitch, but investor Doug Richard was puzzled with their business plan.
Given the fact that you have developed an alternative steam generator, I am very puzzled as to why you are approaching the market the way you are at all. Certainly, if I had a product like that with the types of benefits you claim it has, I would actually be trying to plug into the current industry and let stand on their shoulders and benefit from the largest in the world and everything else. I wouldn't compete with the largest in the world when I can improve your competitor's position and become their partner. Can you just try to address for me why you've chosen the path you've chosen?
That's where we want to go.
Why don't you start where you want to go?
Well,
you're getting money. Well, if you have money in your back pocket, you can go wherever you like.
Absolutely, no.
So why not go where you want to go?
Well, because we are a small company.
And it'll be a small company with money with an easy path, or a small company with money with a hard path. Why don't you go where you want to go?
Well, we're open. We're completely open to that. It's not that we're against it. It's just that when we were all debating in terms of entering the market, we're not going to have any type of installation and any type of cost, and we kind of like went on the path of least resistance. But ultimately,
you've chosen the path of most resistance. Now, I want you to consider the following.
Okay.
If you have capital, which is what you're asking for,
yes,
then the capital that you ask for wants the best possible return. Once you're empowered, in either scenario, you have no installations and you have no market entry. But if you could persuade any one of the large global corporations that are currently involved in developing any form of steam room technology, and you can give them a product that costs less, installs at a lower cost, and has a green benefit, you have a wonderful product. And you should be approaching them and trying to secure any relationship at all, and then you can ramp your manufacturing, grow your business, and be what you are, which is the inventor and the manufacturer, not the distributor and the retailer and the direct sales force. That's actually a much harder thing to do, and that's a much more investable proposition.
Well, the reason why we didn't really go directly there is because we feared that maybe because they are really big and large, maybe they just might go, patents, there's ways of getting around them if,
As far as the delivery of your product, if the numbers really stand up, they're going to take an economically viable decision, and they're going to say, these guys they're smaller, they're 8 years down the line of developing this technology, we don't have to invest in the R&D, and we have a product that's ready to go to market. It's simple for us, and it's a win-win situation. I don't think you need to fear about that level of competition, because they would have to then go and develop your product from where you were 6 or 7 years ago, exactly. Market test it, and you do have a first market point advantage as far as that's concerned.
And worst case scenario, even if they did decide to put you aside and try and do it themselves, then you can still focus on what you're trying to do right now with the construction market anyway.
Or go to their direct competitor.
Exactly.
One way or another, apparently we're out of time, so all I can say is good luck. You've got a wonderful innovation. You've done a superb thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We just came home from seeing the investors, and yeah, they're hard. It's really tough. They asked a lot of tough questions, didn't they?
Yes.
They gave us some nice recommendations and things on how to do things in a different way, but still, it was tough. We were put on the spot, the real spotlight, and it was, so we're like, I don't know.
They asked so many questions. So there was many of them.
Well, they're supposed to ask questions, but you know what I mean? There was a couple of them that was just, they wanted the specific answer of what they were asking. But that's what they're there for.
Let's recap this week's contestants. Trinidadian fashion house Mailing intends to introduce its cutting-edge designs into Europe. Business Development Manager Charlene Chin believes Breakpoint has been an amazing experience for her company on so many levels.
It's been an incredible experience. On a company level, it's really forced us to put together a tight presentation that we could take to even other investors. And it's been a journey into having nerves of steel and to present a company that I'm passionate about and to do my best.
Jamaican agro-processing company Southside Distributors pride themselves on their marketing strategies and quality of products distributed. Company founder Denise Palmer found the Breakpoint initiative an invaluable experience for brand exposure to assist in breaking into the ethnic foods market in Europe.
Breakpoint experience has been fabulous. I mean, I could not have paid to be here. Small businesses could never afford to be here in London, and getting this sort of exposure and taking advantage of it, we could never have paid for it. It has been absolutely fabulous. It has exceeded my expectations, and I am really, really happy and proud, and I have to be grateful for CEDA and Breakpoint.
Trinidadian cosmetics manufacturer Sasha has already enjoyed international recognition for their makeup for diverse skin tones and was looking to build on this with Breakpoint. Company founder Kama Maharaj recognized the importance of Breakpoint and has been preparing for this moment for years.
Being a finalist in Breakpoint is a serious opportunity for us. We have been preparing to be here 6 years ago. When the whole world was tanking and companies were folding, we were steady and growing.
And eco-friendly steam generator manufacturers Merck Import aim to develop mass production capability and to introduce their green technology into Europe. Both Diana and Donato Padilla were excited with the experience of the Breakpoint initiative and the opportunities that prevail.
We're really grateful for taking us through this whole journey. We've learned a lot. We've met some amazing people, and at the same time, we're definitely leaving with much more insight on our product and our direction that we're going to be heading from here on. So absolutely amazing.
I think it was a great opportunity for them, for us, because the way they do business down here is probably different than the way we do business back in the Dominican Republic.
Don't miss the final episode of Breakpoint in 2 weeks, where we see how the 12 firms have progressed since their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in London. Here is the contact information for each of the firms represented in today's show. We wish all our firms every success with their business.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, or travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need?